The few days I spent reading through the Advocates for Youth 3R's curriculum, it was clear parents are intentionally being deceived and misled about what their children are being taught. The letter sent home to parents by the school district claims that this is age appropriate for grades K through 12. When is it age appropriate to teach a kindergartner what a clitoris is and to tell them it is a very sensitive little area? When is it age appropriate to coach sixth graders in asking consent for sex and tell them that they know best when to engage in sex? When is it appropriate to require ninth graders to role play a queer couple discussing sex? Everyone deserves to be treated with kindness and respect, no matter their race, gender, religion, or sexual orientation. But this curriculum goes far beyond teaching respect and tolerance and is intentionally confusing children about their gender and sexual orientation.
All right, guys, so I talk about the woke indoctrination that's going on in our schools a whole lot, right? I've done a ton of videos about what's going on in our public schools and how, it is affecting the future of this country, right? And the reason why, guys, is because I really do feel like this issue is very, very, very important, right? When you're talking about the culture war, in order to fight the culture war the most effectively, in my opinion, you have to be focused on the next generation, right? Because the next generation is going to be the thought leaders, right, for society moving forward into the future. And the left has made it their goal to go after those who are young and impressionable and that are the future leaders of this country. Okay, that's why you see so many like woke cartoons, right? So many woke commercials. You see a lot of toy companies going woke. Okay, it's because there's an effort from the left to target children, right? To indoctrinate them in their ideology, to get them on their team. Now, with covering a bunch of stories like this, reading a ton of stories like this, I come across a lot of crazy stuff, right? However, this story right here takes the cake for the most Looney Tune woke indoctrination story I have ever read involving a public school. As Minnesota public schools ask students to role play sex scenarios as gay or trans. Yes, you read that right. They're asking students to role play sex scenarios as gay or trans. Now, I just want to be clear here. My issue is Minnesota public schools ask students to role play sex scenarios, right? Everything after that is irrelevant because that's what my problem is, right? So that's just to say it's not a gay or trans issue. That's not the issue. The issue is that you're asking students to role play sex scenarios, period, right? So if it's straight, I disapprove of it. Okay, I just want to be clear. This ain't got nothing to do with, the whole LGBTQ thing. No, it's purely, why are you asking students to role play sex scenarios? These are kids, right? But again, this is a part of the woke indoctrination going on in schools. And this one right here, guys, this one takes the cake. This one is crazy. It's mind-blowing. Let's read here. Activists spoke out against a sex ed program used in a Minnesota school district that includes asking straight students to role play gay and transgender relationships. Parents are intentionally being deceived and misled about what their children are being taught, one concerned speaker said at the Richfield School Board meeting Monday. Programs like 3R are not effective, said activist Julie Quist, a Child Protection League board member, while another speaker at the meeting said this type of teaching has no place in our schools. Yeah, I mean, that should go without saying, man. I mean, anybody with common sense should understand that immediately. The speakers were referring to a program called the 3Rs, which stands for Rights, Respect, and Responsibility, and was put together by Advocates for Youth, a group partnered with Planned Parenthood. Alpha News reported. Oh man, Planned Parenthood. So we know we getting some wokeness coming out of this. Quote, while many sexuality education materials have addressed the needs of adolescents, advocates for youth realize that such education must begin much earlier. The website for Advocates for Youth explains under its rationale for curriculum section. Now, I disagree with that. And we're going to talk about the role of sex ed, right? And does it really need to be taught in public schools? I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. Quote, this K through 12 curriculum, therefore, is a collection of lesson plans on a wide range of topics, including self-understanding, family, growth and development, friendship, sexuality, life skills, and health promotion. The lessons include asking students to role play various relationship scenarios, including straight students pretending they are in a gay or lesbian relationship, and to work through whether the hypothetical couple should have sex. Oh my God. In one of the lessons, a student is asked to pretend to be a male named Morgan, who is very active in the school's LGBTQ club, while another student is asked to be Terrence, a student who wants to have sex with Morgan and is not publicly out as gay. Morgan then outlines a plan for the students to secretly meet according to the curriculum, and they make a decision about whether to have sex. Oh my God, bro. I cannot believe this is an actual curriculum. Okay, so listen, they're asking two male students, right, to come together and to pretend to be gay, okay, and to basically make a decision about whether or not they want to have sex. So it's not just enough to ask them to come together as straight students, to ask them to be a sexuality that they're not, right? To have a sexual preference that they don't. That's not enough. No. They have to go even further. And say, hey, you guys got to make a decision about to have sex, not to be in a relationship, not to kiss, not to do a little peck, to have sex, right? I mean, this is absolutely insane. As a parent, can you imagine your son come home from school and you ask, hey, what did you learn today in school? What did you do today in school, right? And your son tells you, well, Dad, I role played as a gay person today, right? And I had to make a decision about whether or not to have sex with another boy in my class. Like, bro, I can imagine. Some parents would faint, bro. Some parents would literally fall out just at the thought of hearing something like that, right? That's what kids are doing in school. They're role playing, right? Again, I want to be clear. My issue, right, is not about the gay, the trans, the LGBT. That's not the issue. The issue is that they're asking students to role play to decide whether or not they want to have sex. That's bad enough as it is. Again, if this was straight, if this was a girl and a boy, I wouldn't be cool with that. Why would that be acceptable? And see, that's the thing. A lot of people want to frame this stuff to be, you're being a bigot. No, I'm not being a bigot. It's about the fact that you're even asking students to make a decision about stuff like this anyways. Why are you talking about this? This is not what they should be learning in school, right? Other lessons include having students pretend they are transgender and make a decision about having sex with a woman, curriculum on anal sex designed for students in kindergarten through 5th grade in context of HIV/AIDS prevention, and a section for teachers outlining how some straight male students might have homophobic response to the role playing. Quote, should this happen in your class, it's important to stop what you're doing, notice the interaction, and ask for the class members to reflect on what's happening and why. Direct the students back to your class ground rules and reinforce the agreement to be respectful and that making homophobic comments is not respectful, the section for teachers said, Alpha News reported. Okay, hold on. So if I'm a male and I'm asked to role play, it sounds to me like I don't really even have a choice, right? If I say, hey, you know what? I'm a little bit uncomfortable with this, right? I'm uncomfortable with this. They might point me out as homophobic, right? I'm homophobic because I don't want to go along with a scenario in which I have to decide whether or not I'm going to have sex with another male student, right? So again, this is, in my opinion, guys, this is what they say when they mean we have to normalize everything, right? We need to normalize stuff, right? And this is how they do it. This is exactly how you do it. You make it so students have to learn this type of stuff. And if a student feels uncomfortable, they say, I don't think this is right. I don't necessarily feel like I'm doing the right thing here. Oh, no, you're a homophobe, right? We got to stop the class and point out that, no, it is wrong for you to feel uncomfortable playing this role, right? That's essentially what it is. This is absolutely unacceptable. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Okay? Again, I feel like I'm reading something from the Babylon Bee here. I can't believe it's real, right? But it's on Fox News. Chris has said that research has found that such explicit education does not help reduce STDs or teen pregnancy. Quote, the Institute for Research and Evaluation conducted a comprehensive study on the effectiveness of programs such as this, she told the Richfield School Board. Out of 60 school-based studies, no credible evidence of effectiveness was found for sustained reduction in teen pregnancies or STDs. There was no evidence of effectiveness for increasing consistent condom use. Failure rates include 88% failure to delay teen sexual initiation and 94% failure to reduce unprotected sex. 12% of these programs found significant negative effects on adolescent sexual health and or risk behavior. Okay, yeah, that's a great point. Because the left always like to frame the argument, well, we need sex ed in school because kids need to learn how to practice safe sex. And listen, that argument actually makes sense, right? If you just think about it like at a baseline level, right? If you're teaching the basics, like, how to use a condom, what is an STD, basic stuff, like super basic stuff that's not, explicit in nature, right? I kind of understand the argument and see the argument in regards to the need for that. However, with the wokeification of the, school system and also kind of the sexual universe in general, right? In regards to what people want to normalize in regards to sex, I don't think it's appropriate anymore. Because now all of a sudden you got to start teaching all types of other stuff based off all the sexualities across the spectrum, right? Or else it's too catered towards straight people, right? People gonna feel like they're being left out. So with that being said, if that's the case, it should just be left up to the parents. I think parents can teach kids about this subject, right? I think parents should be able to educate their own kids about this subject. I really do, right? I don't think you need the government to do that. And the reason why you don't need the government to do it is because it's not effective, right? It's not effective. All you're doing is when you have curriculum like this, you're not actually really improving society, right? Or getting any positive outcomes or preventing any type of negative externalities that comes along with 16-year-olds getting pregnant, right? You're not preventing that. Only thing you're doing is that you're trying to indoctrinate students into your ideology, right? Into lifestyles that they may or may not be comfortable with, right? That's what you're doing. Because again, it's not working for actually, reducing teen pregnancy and, making sure that kids aren't participating in these behaviors. It ain't working for that. So what else are you getting out of it? It's just indoctrination. And they want to push it further and further and further. They don't want to just stick to super basic things like what is an STD, what is a condom. They don't want to stick to that. They don't want to stick to the basics. They want to go beyond that. They want to start talking about all types of stuff that, like I said, I just read. Which again, in my opinion, is an argument for why you should just get rid of it. Just don't teach it, right? Just don't teach it. Because you can't even stick to the basics if you do teach it. And we don't really know if it's effective. So you might as well just let it be in the hands of the parents. That way you don't have to worry about this type of stuff. Use that class time, use those resources to actually teach real subjects that kids are supposed to be learning in school, like, reading, writing, math, right? I think too many kids are struggling in school to be wasting time on them learning things like this, okay? Especially in the way that this school board is trying to do it. The entire lesson plan for the curriculum is nearly 700 pages long, and in one lesson designed for kindergartners, teachers are directed to refer to females as a person with a vulva, while lessons for upper grade students list anal sex alongside vaginal and oral sex as routine intimate options. The board does not actually know all the details of our curriculum. I think I can say that with confidence, Chair Tim Paulus said at a meeting following the speaker's pushback, adding that all content is age appropriate and was selected in partnership with parents and guardians. Paula said that the use of 3Rs in the school district is not new. It's been in place for a number of years, and parents are provided opt-out information in advance. No student is required to participate. A district spokesperson told Alpha News that each year content is introduced that is age appropriate. The district did not immediately respond to Fox News requests for comments Friday morning. Sure. This is what they say, right? It's optional. The parents know about it. I don't know, man. I'm not sure if I quite buy into that. I'm not sure what parent in their right mind would be cool with their child role playing with other students to try to decide whether or not they should have sex. You know, I'm not sure if they're going to be comfortable with that. But who knows? Maybe these parents are, right? I'm not sure about that. But like I told you guys, this is one of the wildest kind of woke school indoctrination stories that I have read in a long time. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.